Alright, let's react to this video by Too Lazy to Try from our favourite Red Bull men's dating coaches, Fresh and Fit.
All right, so Walter from Fresh and Fit has been getting clowned on a lot during the podcast by callers, guests, even his own producer, and Myron will rarely come to his defense anymore, because he used to defend him all the time, but now not as much. I think because there's some tension between them, and they're probably just getting sick of each other at this point, so now Myron just lets Walter fight his own battles, which obviously doesn't go very well. Like recently, someone called in and started roasting Walter for basically riding Myron's coattails. And right when Myron realizes where the call is going, you can see he's like, oh, here we go again. And he just goes off mic and lets Walter try to handle it himself, which results in him pretty much proving the caller's point because he has no response and he just keeps laughing and saying random shit. And he's probably waiting for Myron to step in and help him.
Yeah, Fresh, I wanted to know, right? As a man, how does it feel to know that the only reason you're successful is based on the talent of Myron?
How's it feel?
Yeah, how does it feel to know that if it wasn't because you met Myron, you would still be working at Chick-fil-A or whatever it is you used to do?
What was my last job?
Your last job? I don't know, man. One time I heard you say something about Chick-fil-A, but I don't know, something that wasn't as successful as what you're doing now. That's what it was. The money you make now is 100% based on the intelligence and the talent of Myron Gaines, not yours.
What's the show called?
It's called Fresh and Fit.
Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, but can you answer my question? I mean, you're kind of saying like random stuff. Can you answer my question?
What's the goal here, my friend?
Well, the goal is because I wanted an answer to it, but it's also kind of crazy to me that after everything Myron has done for you.
Here's the thing. This caller has a genuine question for him, and he's unable to answer it. So, what's the point of this? Is this going around in circles? Myron just left, and he's unable to just explain himself on it.
He's basically made you rich.
My views actually help the show.
Yeah.
By the way, if you didn't know.
You said your views helps the show?
100%.
How does you going contrary to the things that Myron says on Twitter and attacking his friends and disproving of his actions, how does that help the show?
Well, you're smart enough to do the research.
How does
I understand.
Let
me ask you this, bro. What is me giving you an answer can help you with today?
Here's the thing, someone confronts him, he's unable to answer the question. Just give him a straight up answer. You can just say like what he contributes to. He's quite funny, I'll give him that, like some of his one punch-liners. But let's be real, guys. If you follow this Red Bull content of these guys, there's no evidence that they're who they say they are. I got like an ex-friend that follows these two like almost like a religion, and he's consuming this content so much that you could just be hanging out with them and suddenly he'll just start like quoting what they say and how it's the truth without ulterior like arguments for the case. It's kind of crazy. If you follow these guys to like the T, your life's going to be ruined. You're not going to be able to see like the other part of the story.
I mean, no, I just feel like you've never really answered for any of these things. Myron has never confronted you, at least not, publicly. I don't hear the callers confronting you about it. So I'm like, well, I want to hear your answer to these questions. You know what I'm saying? You know what the audience thinks about you.
Let me get this straight.
You know what the audience thinks about you.
Let me get this
straight.
You know what I'm saying?
You know the audience believes that you bring nothing to the show.
Yeah, so I'm surprised they even took this call because Walter was just getting roasted, and this is why he needs Myron to step in and defend him, because Myron's better at defending Walter than Walter.
And just back to their point, this is crazy because this guy's getting exposed here. This caller just, put him on the spot. But there's still die-hard fans that'll defend this guy, even though he's got no reason. It's crazy.
Walter is at defending himself. But even when Myron gives Walter some credit for the success of the show, it's crazy. He's still like, listen, I know Walter has some flaws, and instead of Myron saying, I know he doesn't go to the gym or he doesn't work on himself as much as he should, Myron says his flaws are he stutters and he's black. That's what Myron says about his co-host.
Say all the shit that you guys want to say about Fresh. Look, I get it. The nigga stutters and he's black. But at the end of the day, bro, he's been an instrumental part of keeping Fresh and Fit afloat, despite the cancelizations, demonetizations, etc. So he does a lot of things behind the scenes, man, to keep the show going. You know? So
It's fine, man.
we would have been canceled by now. If it wasn't for Fresh, man, we'd been going everywhere.
And it seems like Walter definitely is more concerned about the show being canceled or losing money or being demonetized than Myron, but maybe it's because Walter knows this is all he has. But you can tell he at least tries to hold Myron back from saying stuff that could affect their business, because Myron just wants to say whatever he wants and be as controversial as he wants. But Walter seems to care more about them complying with the platform's rules so they don't get banned or demonetized, because I'm sure they can't afford much more of that at this point. So at least Walter knows Myron needs to chill a little bit with some of the controversial topics, because it definitely is not helping their business. But also, Walter does a lot of stupid shit that affects their business too, like him knocking up that escort. Obviously, that was a terrible look, you know, because that exposed him as a massive hypocrite and basically a simp. Like, for the host of a Red Pill podcast to fall in love with a 304, introduce her to his mom, buy her expensive jewelry, and then accidentally get her pregnant, that's just embarrassing as hell. And the
Holy shit, that's almost like a religion, isn't it? And this guy's like their priest. He's like, do as I say, not what I do kind of thing. Just the hypocrisy behind it. It's crazy.
caller that I was playing earlier, he brings this up to Walter and mentions how Walter gets played by girls. And of course, Walter has nothing to say and he just laughs at it.
You know what I'm saying? The whole situation with that girl, the Chinese girl, these are things that happen. You know what I'm saying? These are things you've done. You know what I'm saying? Girls come on the show, they disrespect you on the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't even say nothing. Myron got to back you up. Myron got to help you out. He got to save you. You know what I'm saying? You a grown man, bro. Fight your own battles, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be the man that you telling us to be, bro. Like, what kind of an example are you setting, right? And you over here getting punked out by girls, bro. Like, what's that? What is that? On your own show? What is that? Huh?
You know, just a fake, confident laugh, like he's like the alpha on this and he doesn't have to respond to a legitimate point by the viewer that it probably pays the money to get his life better.
What you laughing
Yo, I think
about?
it's funny,
This is not
man.
funny, bro. This
It's
is
not funny?
What you laughing about, bro?
It's funny to me. You think I have to answer to you about what I do. I really don't.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it's getting rough for him now. I mean, even the guests on their show will roast him for being a simp.
But you know what? The first thing you did as the simp du jour. I think that's the way it's got to
The simp du jour, simp of the day. Special menu.
go. How do you feel about that simp du jour?
bro.
It just means the simp of the day.
The point I was trying to make was that, like, in that scenario of her,
Simp du jour. Now listen, let me tell you something.
this nigga, man. Yo, this nigga, bro.
No, he's a simp du jour, but I appreciate him for being it. Let me tell you why. That's why I don't want him to think that it's a diss. So they will say this, but we will have a man like you or me sometimes, or you sometimes.
Why you keep saying me?
No, listen to what I'm saying. That's why I'm bringing things. I'm really good at conversation.
I'm understanding, nigga. I just have to be.
No, but I'm saying I bring
For the
it back.
camera.
It's all of us. It's
Yeah.
all of us.
And now it seems like Myron is basically just like, yeah, that's who Fresh is. I don't think he's going to change at this point. Like, he's kind of just given up on him. And it seems like they both might kind of be over each other, which I've been talking a lot about over on Patreon. I've been covering their downfall. So make sure you check that out. But it seems like Myron wants to take the podcast in a different direction than Walter, or just start his own. Like, he did announce a new one a couple months ago with him, Nick Fuentes, and Sneeko. But I
Damn. Isn't that Nick Fuentes guy like a white supremacist? Why on earth would a guy like Myron hang out with him? Probably to get clicks. Because their podcast has been demonetized. It's going downhill.
doubt that'll ever come to fruition, but I think Myron is looking for something new without Fresh. Like, also he makes podcast appearances by himself now, and he admits him and Walter disagree on a lot, but he also says it's kind of good for the show.
So,
What?
I don't know if you understand how business works and how creators work, companies work, but whatever I do, right, is for a reason. And listen, you may not like what I do, you may not think it's manly, but to be quite frank with you, bro, your opinion of me, I really don't care about. So I'll just tell you,
It's not about my opinion. You actually making it about me. It's not about me. It's about you.
Because
it's not about me, bro. I'm just confronting you on the things you've done, but it's not about me.
Like what?
You talking about? It's not about me, bro.
Okay, what did I do?
Huh?
Am I muted? Oh, look, man. This is the thing, bro. You guys always call in. You guys want to criticize Fresh and everything else like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll just have y'all talk, and I was obviously talking with the team behind the scenes. Bro, if you don't like Fresh, man, you don't like Fresh. I mean, I don't really know what to say anymore at this point. There's like an army of y'all that just dislike Fresh. It is what it is, man. Like, there's really nothing's gonna change. It's like, bro, me and him have very different viewpoints. I know that you dislike the fact that he's not willing to talk about the JQ and other things like I am or whatever, but we have different views, man, and I think that's having different views makes things interesting sometimes.
We're not an echo chamber.
We're not an echo chamber, you know?
Yeah, so Myron even says he doesn't think Walter will change, which wouldn't be as big of a deal if he wasn't the host of a Red Pill self-improvement podcast. Like, recently, another guest of theirs started clowning on him for not going to the gym, which I think Myron's been trying to get him to go for years. But I'm sure at this point, he's pretty much given up, even though you can definitely tell he enjoys hearing somebody else roast Walter for not going.
I remember this Fresh and Fit, and I said, yo, bro, why you never in the gym? I said... Because I'm at a gym, and this guy be walking by.
So let me get this straight. This is a podcast that means improvement. But you got the main host just ragging on the co-host and just making him look like an idiot. And just dissing him. If this podcast actually was supposed to, just uplift men, they'd be practicing what they preach, man. They wouldn't be acting all arrogant like, oh, I'm better than you, this and that. When people need to, just grow collectively. It's like what they sort of preach. Crazy.
With his dog, I said, yo, bro, why don't you work out? I'm like, you are fresh and fit and you not in the gym every day. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You did start.
I did start. But well, hold on. And then I told you, okay, one is fresh, one is fit, right?
Okay. But still.
Yeah, I know. Listen, he gave me good advice. I'm eating healthier. I feel better.
And I was on him every day about it.
Yeah, he was. Pause. Big pause.
Yeah, so he just can't catch a break. Like, even his own producer started roasting him recently. This was hilarious. They had on some girl, and Walter's like, do I know you from somewhere? You look really familiar. And she's like, no, you don't know me because you never text me back. And at first, the whole place is in disbelief. They're like, wait, what did you just say? Who didn't text you back? Walter? Are you serious? And she's like, yeah, he never responded. And then Walter's producer's like, damn, that's insulting. Like, Walter, you're an ugly dude. For you not to text her back is pretty bad.
Don't text me back. How can you even say, how do you know me, if you don't text me back?
Wait, who?
What? Huh?
Okay. Wait. Text you back?
And now my number is...
Low-key, I think that blonde girl is probably one of the cutest ones I had so far. Just putting it out there.
changed.
Oh! Wait, nah. Okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Yo,
I have a husband.
So question.
You better not be watching.
In the past, so who didn't text you back though?
Fresh didn't text me back, so we didn't have nothing, right? You see how it works? You don't text somebody back.
Chris,
I was a model girl, right?
Chris,
some guy didn't text me back. I'll be offended.
You don't understand, Chris.
Especially from you, Fresh. Because you're an ugly ass nigga, bro.
I mean, Chris,
Like,
you need
I was a girl.
Damn. This guy needs some new friends and a new podcast. That is ruthless, man.
All right. And now you're looking like Fresh. That takes you back. You meet him when he had the Lambo, the McLaren face,
No, I didn't have anything
the
by then.
G-Wagon. Oh, and then, that explains it, bro. Because back then, you fat bitches, bro. You did, though.
Chris.
Fresh.
Yeah, so even his employee can't help himself from making fun of him. But honestly, Walter probably didn't mind this because it makes him look like less of a simp. And maybe that's why he brought it up, so he can be like, see, I'm not that desperate. I didn't respond to her. But his producer's right. It is pretty embarrassing if Fresh
Nice tactics. I can see what he did there.
isn't responding to you. But let me know what you guys think. And then make sure you check out my Patreon account if you want more content from me. There's over 100 exclusive videos on.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting. As you can probably tell, I'm not the greatest fan of these two. But you see it like in the works, right? You could have, you know, the Lambo, the watches, an entourage of like nice women to hang out with. You can have all those things but have nothing at the same time, you know? And the point I want to make with this video and reacting to it is that it's really important to think for yourself. Just because someone has like a big image of them online, of them showcasing the money, the wealth, the connections, and the status, it's not always the case. They can be completely empty inside because they're looking for something that's on the outside and not inside. If they're contempt, then you can see that, right? Like you wouldn't see like Myron like hating on Fresh and trying to like dig into him and just shit like that. So you guys always think for yourself. You know, no one's on the internet is like always like what they seem to be. And yeah, hope you guys like this video and more stuff coming soon. Cheers.